Hi friends, Peggy here with Hormone Therapy Hub, your go-to spot for real patient reviews of online HRT providers. Today we're diving into a big one, Innerbalance versus Winona, and I'm zeroing in on one thing so many of us struggle with, sleep. Since switching to Innerbalance's Oestra Cream, I've noticed some surprising changes and I can't wait to share them with you. Quick note, I always pay for my prescriptions myself, whether it's out of pocket or through insurance when I can. I have no sponsors, no freebies, just my honest take. And over the past 18 months, I've been on a mission to test as many online HRT providers as possible, and I've put together a list of the ones that I trust most. You can check that out on my website, hormonetherapyhub.com. The link's in the description. And yep, you can even have some coupon codes that'll save you a little bit of cash. So perimenopause and menopause aren't for the weak. I'm certain most men would rather die than go through what we experience during this time in our lives. In the fall of 2019, I was at my heaviest weight. I was experiencing hot flashes, night sweats that woke me up in the middle of the night with drenched pajamas, and boy was I moody. Does that sound familiar? I'm lucky that my husband was so patient and caring during this time. In December of that year, I found what I now refer to as my diet doctor, and he prescribed to me bioidentical hormone replacement therapy and put me on a formal diet plan. And I did lose a good portion of the weight I had gained because of menopause. And then COVID hit. And then he and I started meeting via Zoom. And it became very clear to me that HRT for perimenopause and menopause symptoms could easily be done via telehealth. There was really no need to drive all the way to the doctor's office to spend 8 minutes with him, only then to drive 45 more minutes back home. If and when blood work or labs are needed, those orders can be sent to a testing facility near your home and results shared with both yourself and your doctor. When my diet doctor insisted that I start seeing him in person again, I went on a quest to find an HRT provider who offered online telemedicine care. Winona was the first company I stumbled upon and the first one that I tried. So the diet doctor had me on a troche, which is a tablet that melts under your tongue and gets absorbed by the mucus in your mouth. I knew going into my new relationship with Winona that I wanted to try a topical cream in lieu of pills. So Winona doesn't require any type of startup fee. It's free to create an account and begin communicating with a Winona doctor or clinician. They also don't require that you take time out of your day to meet one-on-one with one of their hormone replacement therapy specialists. So once I created my Winona account, I received a message via their patient portal from my assigned HRT specialist, and we began to communicate about my symptoms and what meds I was currently on. So the Winona clinician suggested that I try their estrogen progesterone topical cream and then also DHEA pills to help with stimulation of testosterone. I had already put my HSA credit card on file when I created my account, so once I approved the order, they sent my prescription to their partner compound pharmacy, and within 7 days, my prescription was delivered to my front door. So Winona's HRT topical cream should be applied topically to any area of the skin that is free of hair follicles, excluding the face and the breast, like maybe your forearms. So Winona's topical cream, which contains estrogen and progesterone, is one of their most popular and their most cost-effective HRT regimen. But for me, topical creams just don't cut it. When I switched from Winona, after being on it for a full 3 months, to another provider, my hormone levels were tested, and the results showed that my estrogen was very low, with no indication that I'd even been on HRT at all. It seemed as though very little, if any, of the cream had actually absorbed into my skin. While I wasn't experiencing night sweats or hot flashes, I also didn't feel any better or different, and my sleep still wasn't improving. It wasn't until I switched to a different HRT formulation that I began to notice real changes. That's when I realized how much outcomes can vary depending on the product. You may find the same is true for you. One formulation might work far better than another. So now let's look at Innerbalance's Oestra Cream. So this is the latest company that I've signed up to become a patient so I could try their hormone replacement therapy. Even with trying many of the larger, well-known online HRT companies, I've yet to find the one that really helps with sleep, at least for me. So when I learned that Oestra Cream is to be applied vaginally and that it helps specifically with sleep, I was very intrigued. All of the other products I've tried were either topical creams, patches, or tablets, and so getting all of my HRT vaginally, that was going to be new for me. So I created an Innerbalance account, which was free, provided my payment method, and took their 5-minute quiz. They asked for my state driver's license to validate my identity, and once that was complete, I got confirmation that my prescription was being written and would be sent to their partner compound pharmacy and shipped directly to my home. Yep, it was that simple and that easy. So when my cream arrived, I was to apply 1 pearl-sized pump of cream daily to vaginal tissue using your finger. It doesn't need to be inserted deeply. And then absorption through vaginal tissue supports whole body hormone balance according to Dr. Sarah at Innerbalance. So quick note, I struggle with using my finger for application. So I did choose to purchase disposable applicators as I wanted to ensure I was using the product as intended. I knew for me, it would make application less stressful, and I didn't want to get this one wrong. It was just a personal preference for me. So both of these two HRT companies, Winona and Innerbalance, have created a business model that doesn't support the use of traditional prescription insurance. Both Winona and Innerbalance prescribe bioidentical hormone replacement therapies, which include ingredients that are approved by the FDA. However, because the dosage and/or the administration of the product is outside what the FDA has approved, prescription insurance will not cover Winona or Innerbalance HRT products. Okay, so let's compare costs of Winona versus Innerbalance. So Winona's estrogen progesterone topical cream is $89 per month. But remember, the topical cream didn't work for me. So a better comparison is if we look at Winona's patch and progesterone tablets. Those two products are $188 per month. You can use your HSA credit card, and Winona sells their prescriptions in 3-month supply, and you will pay for all 3 months at one time at the onset. So for the tablets and the patch, it would be $564 for the initial investment. On the other hand, though, Oestra is $199 per month for the first 6 months, but then it goes down to $99 per month starting with month 7. So overall, much less in the long run than Winona. So Innerbalance will bill you monthly, so you will have to put a credit card on file. Innerbalance doesn't accept HSA credit cards, but you can just use a regular credit card. Every HRT product I've tried relieved my symptoms of night sweats, hot flashes, and moodiness. And once the night sweats were under control, my sleep was better, but not like it was in my 20s. I had just resolved that I just wasn't a good sleeper any longer, and it was just part of getting older. It wasn't until I started using the Oestra Cream that I realized just how disrupted my sleep had been. About a week in, I noticed a surprising shift. Roughly 30 minutes after applying the cream, I'd start to feel noticeably drowsy, and falling asleep became effortless. Even better, I was staying asleep through the night with fewer wake-ups. And now, almost 90 days into using Innerbalance, my sleep is still so much better than it was with the estrogen patch and progesterone tablets. You can imagine how I felt when I started sleeping better. It was like I finally found the perfect HRT product for me. Happy face! Okay, so let's recap and select a winner in this matchup. So both Winona and Oestra are simple to get started with no doctor's consultation or any upfront fees required. But how about that cost again? So Winona's estrogen patch and progesterone tablets will cost you $188 per month. On the other hand, Oestra's cream was $199 per month for the first 6 months, and then it decreases to $99 per month, starting with month 7. When it comes to payment options, Oestra does not take HSA credit cards, and Winona does. So how do they compare when we consider application methods? Well, Winona is that topical application, quick and hassle-free, whereas Oestra is a vaginal application, which might take some getting used to, but clearly it's manageable over time. And then if we look at symptom relief and sleep benefits, in addition to the typical relief of night sweats and hot flashes, for me, Oestra delivered the most noticeable improvement in my sleep long-term, which has been the biggest win for me. So choosing a clear winner between these two for me is pretty straightforward. So over the course of a year, the Oestra cream is actually $468 less than Winona. Okay, so Innerbalance is less cost, I get better sleep, and I can use one HRT product versus 2 separate prescriptions. Clearly, Oestra by Innerbalance is the winner in this matchup. And then remember, ladies, hormone replacement therapy isn't just good for menopause and perimenopause symptoms. It's been proven to be good for our brains, our bones, and our heart. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at peggyb@hormonetherapyhub.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.